All right, DJs, this is a hard video that I have to make, but there is a growing epidemic right now of DJs. My whole life, this thing go on, but my whole life, DJs, we didn't do the dishes. We didn't do the dishes because we didn't touch the sink. And there's a growing epidemic right now. DJs doing the dishes everywhere. Doing it for their moms, doing it for their wives, doing it for their kids. They're doing the dishes, and this has to stop. Like, this has to end right now. And if you're with me, drop some fire in the comments right now. Smash that thumbs up button, smash that like button, and let's get to it. So for real, this video is gonna be talking to a lot of guys who might be having this issue right now. I'm getting so many comments right now about guys who are having issues with their beat grids. And there's only one reason why people are tripping that their beat grids are not working correctly, is because if you're using sync, that's gonna absolutely destroy your mix. So today's video, we're gonna be talking about like the difference between normal beat matching versus using sync. And I really wanna get to the bottom of this just so that this can hopefully help you out in the future, because this is really, really important. Trust me, I'll be the first one to admit I use sync every now and again. Sometimes, I'm just showing up to the gig and I'm a little bit tired, and it's like, you want me to come in here and do this? You want me to do this? What are you talking about? I'm not gonna sit here all night doing this. You're out of your mind. You're crazy if you think I'm gonna sit here and move the pitch tempo for 4 hours straight. Like, you're crazy when all I gotta do is come over here and hit this fancy little sync button and we're good to go. Sometimes I feel like that. I'm not gonna lie, like, I have used the sync on occasion, but the difference is I know how to beat match, and there isn't a minute of my life that I'm worried about what my beat grid is or me going in and editing my beat grid. It's not something I worry about. It's not something I care about at all, because since the dawn of time when I became a DJ, there was no beat grid. There was nothing on here telling me that, oh, here's the second bar, here's the third bar. It's literally telling me right here. Back in my day, you had to count to 4. You had to count to 4 8 times, like over and over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. You guys don't know how easy you have it. But if you're gonna waste that and literally put all of your trust into the sync button, you're gonna have a lot of issues, and it's something that's really gonna refrain you from ever progressing in your DJ career, because like, you have to know how to beat match. If you wanna go into some club or hop onto better gear or something, you do have to at some point learn how to beat match. It might work well for you while you play around at home for the next couple of months just to get your feet wet, kinda. But apart from that, like, you have to learn and you have to grow. If not, if you put all your faith into beat grids and then one day you go to a club and you're mixing and it sounds like, people are gonna laugh at you and they're gonna boo you and you're never gonna get booked again. All because, like, you hit the sync button and for some reason it was out of alignment, something didn't work. It's gonna be really bad for you. So all I wanna show you guys here today is how really easy it is to beat match on your own and why it's important to learn. So first things up, like, why it's really important to learn to beat match is because we're DJing. Like, you have to get into the music. Like, when you're beat matching with your hand, like, you're dropping the track in and you're kind of dancing along with the beat, like, you're one with that beat. You have to be a part of that beat. You got to be feeling that beat. Like, if you're just literally using sync for everything, you're just syncing here, hitting the button, like, synced up, everything's synced, good to go, and you just hit the button again, and then it like drops out again, you hit the button again. What are you doing? Like, you're not even a part of that party. You're not feeling it. DJing is like a real spiritual game. I don't know how else to kind of say that. not to go all woo woo or nothing, like I don't know how else to say that. Like it's very spiritual. You have to be a part of the music. Like you're having a lot of fun when you're mixing and everything's going great and everything's good, everything's jiving and you're literally feeling the music. It's such a funner experience, at least from my perspective, at least from what I think. I think it's like, it's real fun when you get into it. You will always have to learn to drop on the one, no matter what, whether you're hitting the cue button, whether you're dropping the track, you have to learn how to drop on the one. And that's just not something that you're ever gonna learn hitting the sync button over and over. Like you have to build that muscle memory. You have to figure it out. So right now I have these two tracks. They're both synced to 90, but I'm gonna take that off and I'm gonna show you how you would go about manually beat matching this. So if it were me, we're just gonna keep the 90 and we're gonna come up. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna take your pitch fader and you're gonna move it up to where it matches 90 right here. And like this is something that's even better. Back in my day, we didn't have something to literally tell you what it was. You had to have your headphones, you had to figure it out. Like you get to use all of these tools to your advantage, but do not use them as a crutch, because if they're a crutch and you don't know how to do it without those buttons, when it comes to showtime and you got to go out there and perform, you're never going to be able to do that. So you have to learn how to do this. And pretty well, all you're gonna do is we are beat matching, right? We're beat matching. It's really important. Sometimes now that we have stems, just take the drum track of any track and just work with the drums. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna make it so much easier for you because we are beat matching. We're taking two beats and matching them together. So this is just an instrumental track that we're given to by Serato. I'm just gonna use this for the demonstration, but I might just break it down to the drums and I will show you what that sounds like as well. But right now we're gonna drop this. This one starts on the one, so you know how we do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. They are beat matched. What would happen if I hit the sync button right now? Nothing. Nothing would happen because they are already beat matched. And what did I do there? All I did was I dropped the one on the one. And these both start on the one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm literally just gonna break it down to the drums. Let's see if that changes anything. It probably won't, but we're gonna try here. We're breaking these down just to the drums and we're gonna see if this is any easier. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you're noticing here, because it's just off by like a millisecond, all we gotta do is kind of touch this, or some controllers will have a pitch bend, or you could literally take your pitch fader here and move this a little bit. So you're actively getting involved in the DJing process. You're not just hitting the button and seeing what happens and not relying that everything is good and that this computer is going to take care of you in the end, but you're actually participating in the act of DJing. And let me be the first to tell you that this is not going to be easy and this is not going to be quick. It's going to take a lot of practice, a lot of time, but from what I've taught you right here, this should shave like months and months of practice off of how long it takes you to learn. Like when I learned back in my day, it was me with a pair of headphones and 2 records here with nothing else, no computer, no beat grids, no YouTube, no nothing. Me just literally sitting here trying to figure it out with my headphones on, with no help or anything. This, I'm teaching you what you need to know, the gold keys. Music theory, like figure out your music theory. I have a ton of videos on music theory. Just go to my channel, search it up, search like counting out beats, counting out bars, anything to do with that, and that's gonna help you. It's gonna progress you so far. It wasn't until one day when my friend just told me, hey, you know that it's 4/4 time, right? You've matched the 2 BPMs and it's just gonna magically work. And there was a day that my buddy just literally told me, he gave me like the magic key. I don't know exactly what the word was or what it was that he said, but it was along the lines of, bro, you know that it's 4/4 time. You know that all intros are 8 bars. You know this. You know that it's the same thing, the same pattern over and over and over again. If you take 2 BPMs that are exactly the same, you drop the 1 on the 1, it's just gonna work. And whatever it was that he said in the way that he said it, it unlocked it for me forever. Like there wasn't a day after that where I was like worried about beat matching. Like I knew the process. I might make a mistake here and there. Like everyone always makes a mistake no matter what. I don't care how good you are. You've made a mistake at one of your gigs. It happens. But like it's the ability to recover, and like that's not going to shake us. We know that our next mix is going to be 100 times better. Like we just left that in the past. And it's that ability to just continue on no matter what, because we know, we have the knowing in ourselves that we can do this. We have the skills. Doesn't matter what, so that one guy, that one DJ who's in the bar right now who heard that mistake, who's like, I could do it so much better than that guy, but he's the guy who's in the crowd, not DJing. We don't worry about that guy. Now let's talk about the benefits of sync. Like sync is great. It's a great tool. But that's all it should be. It's a tool in our toolbox. Like, I'm not hating on sync at all. Like, I'm not hating on stems or anything. They're just tools that we get to use at our disposal. Like, it's great for what it does. Like, as I said, sometimes I don't want to move the pitch fader. Sometimes I just don't care, and that's what it is. Or sometimes I'm doing a trick. Like, I'm actually doing a trick where I'm making my own transition on the fly, which I'll show you right here, right now. So we're going to take the lowest BPM, this 85 BPM, and then they give us another one that's 100 BPM here, right? So we're going to drop this to like 78, and we're going to move all the way up past the 100, right? So the way that I do this trick is I will load the fastest song or the track of the BPM that I want to go to, and then I'm going to sync it down to 78. So now this used to be 100 BPM. Now it says 78 BPM, and we're gonna let that run. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna drop this track in, but I'm gonna because these tracks are now synced together, the BPMs are synced together, I'm gonna bring the pitch fader all the way up, and we're gonna shoot all the way up to 94. Now that's not our 100 BPM, but what I would normally do in the club, with a different mixer, this one's a lot harder to do. Let's see if we can do it though. Is I will hit shift and then I'll unsync when I hit that 8 bar. Now we're at 100 BPM, and you can even go up from there. So you can go to 108. But for this example, I'm just gonna show you bringing it up because there's no vocals in this track. We don't need to worry about running into the chorus or any vocals or anything. So what we're just gonna do is we're just gonna pull it up and we're gonna move all the way up. And actually, because we're synced, we can continue moving up with this. And I'll show you how you do this little trick here. So let's bring this right back. 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now, as you see, because they're synced together, they're just synced together. Now you just like created your own little transition trick. And the way that I would normally do that in the club, like if I was gonna do that live, this is how I would do that one. Now we're about to exit the track. Now you'd be at the original BPM of this track, which is 100. And that's the way that I would do that trick live in the club. So sync definitely has its time and its place. Like, I think it's a great tool. I use it every now and again, but I do not lose any sleep in my life that maybe the beat grid is messed up or something's wrong with the beat grid. Like, I could not care less. The amount of people who have had comments, either commenting or messaging me, asking me issues about the beat grid, where like I know nothing about the beat grid. I'm not the expert on beat grids because I've never used the beat grid. Now I'm kind of using the beat grid for like my light shows and stuff. It works off of the beat grid. So there's a time and a reason, and like if your beat grid is messed up, that's gonna affect the light show, but I don't like, even still, I couldn't care less if it's like off by a thing. Not very many people are gonna notice if it's like off a frame or off a beat. Like, obviously there's a reason that it should be the proper way, but sometimes it just isn't, and it's not something that I get wrapped up in, not something that I care about at all. And when you're downloading music off a reputable source like a record pool, DJ City, Headliner Music Club, Club Killers, anything like that, most of the time the beat grid's gonna be there. So it's not something I worry about, not something I care about. Serato does a good enough job for me that like it works. It can do anything that I need it to. Use the tools as tools, but do not use them as crutches. Please, I'm begging you, do not use them as crutches. Anyways, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning into this little rant of a video. I will check you on the next one. Let's go, fam.